Hey, this is James Cox back with you from the Martial Arts Lifestyle Podcast. And today we have a unique episode, something that we haven't quite done yet. So we're going to talk about martial arts and the way of that through life. I have with me the person that I see every single podcast that I've ever done.
It's rough. It's rough, isn't it?
I have to literally and just stare at this person like I am now. Because this is Alyssa, and she is the videographer. And Crosslet is the company, right?
Yep,
Photography and videoing. And does great work, by the way. That we didn't ask for this plug or anything, but
I know. Shameless plug right here.
Shameless plug. Tons of videos on my YouTube channel. A lot of the newer ones because I've been working with you more recently, and good work is produced. But instead of me staring at her there, we're going to kind of switch this interview with a little bit of Q&A.
Yes.
So she's going to ask me some questions.
So I put him on the hot seat this time, and I got questions for him.
Right. I feel like I should have the camera.
Oh yeah, well maybe we should do that next time. We'll just trade roles and see how well that goes. But so I wanted to start off just with a fun opener because I'm a person that likes to have fun questions. So if you could identify yourself as a dog breed, what would it be?
A dog breed. Well, I do love dogs, and I grew up.
I do too. That's why I asked
with
this
dogs.
question.
I've always had different dogs. Several boxers. I had a cane corso recently. I had a pug. Oh, the pug was so cute. But the breed, man, I almost got to think boxer for the physical sense of boxing. I spent a lot of time with my boxer dog. You know, the dog's name. This is how invested I am in martial arts. So it's kind of cool you asked that question. You know, our style, my base style of martial arts is Kajukembo. Now it comes in 5 syllables, Kajukembo. Well, for 5 arts, 4 syllables. But anyway, they'll separate a lot, Kaju and Kembo. So true story. I was a young man. I had a cat and a dog. My cat's name was Kaju, and my dog's name was Kempo.
That's amazing.
Right. Yeah, like, man, this dude is brainwashed. This guy's obsessed with his martial arts style.
I love that. That's awesome.
Yeah, so Kempo was my boxer for a long time, man. It was my best buddy. Whenever we're with me, he was a mascot of the karate school. So I think I would relate to the breed of the boxers.
That makes sense.
You know, they really kind of would literally box, but I think it's the loyalty, right? You know, I feel that I'm a very loyal person. So
right.
Yeah.
No, I like that. That's a good answer. Yeah. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
I love the fact that your pets' names. That's awesome. That's
a
beautiful choice.
I don't think my wife would have let me name my kids Kaju and Kembo.
That would be very unique. They would.
Right.
But so then another question I have is, what's something that maybe you wished you learned early on in your martial arts?
Through my martial arts, I'm blessed and fortunate to come up with good martial art skills, and my instructor was amazing. And I just found that. I didn't know where I was going. It's not like I shopped around. I got, invited to a recreation center a few blocks from my house, and I went there and, man, luck of a draw, found a world-class, amazing instructor that taught me a lot. Early on, we were doing a variety of things. You know, martial arts, fighting, and self-defense part. I got that down. One thing I would probably, if the word is regret or wish that I would have had learned more, was business sense. Because I did kind of at least dreamed, dreamed early on, like, somebody dreaming to become a police officer or a doctor, right? Well, I dreamed early on at age 15, 16, after I started martial arts, that I was going to be, that's what I wanted to do, is own my own martial arts school. Right? And it wasn't as popular at the time, but them being successful businesses like they are today. But I had zero business sense and systems and schooling and education on that. So a little bit of business,
I get that.
From simple accounting to just procedures, definitely.
It's a whole nother ballgame.
I struggled because I had to learn all that the hard way, and then learning the hard way is good and bad, right?
Right, yeah, I understand that.
It's good if you go through it. But
all the trials and errors.
Those times I almost didn't go through it. Had a lot of students and had schools, but couldn't pay the bills. So what was missing? It wasn't the martial arts. My students were amazing. It was lack of business.
Right.
So that would be something.
No, I get that. Yeah, and so very interesting to learn about that side with the martial arts. But then I guess I got another question to ask, which is, what is something commonly misunderstood or maybe misrepresented in martial arts?
Like people that don't do martial arts?
Yeah. Just something from the outside in. It's like, what's something that, oh shoot, I didn't think this through.
Yeah, assumptions, right? Shouldn't assume, man. But I think people will either assume that it's about fighting only, or that they can't do it. You know, I'll get those things. Well, I could never do that, or I don't want to hit people, or there's so much to martial arts, so much more than that physical part, and I don't think they understand. We use, actually use as part of our logos and patches at times with Kajukembo especially, is the clover, with a strong foundation and a 3-leaf clover of mind, body, spirit. And it's that complete package of the purity of mind, body, spirit, right? And I think a lot of people forget the other side. I always look at it as the 2 words. Martial, I think physical, combat, military, intense, hard. And then art, I think beautiful, graceful expression, passion, desire, purpose.
Yeah, really splitting that in half. Like, it's more than, like you're saying, the physical. It's so much deeper rooted than all of that.
I think that's misunderstood, is that there's actually art to it. Right. I think I would even add to that people misunderstand that it's a journey along. I have people ask me, when do we start and stop? Meaning that they think it's a season.
Oh yeah, like sports, football, basketball, tennis, track, all of that.
They think it's a season. Well, we'll sign you up for karate for a season. When is it over? Or even, what the part I hate to hear the most is, when I get my black belt, I quit because I've reached the top. And ask any black belt what that means, that continue their training after black belt. That's where the journey really kind of starts. It's a huge accomplishment, but so much more after that.
But there's just so much to learn.
Yeah, because when people think martial arts, they don't know a lot about it, they think black belt.
Right.
Okay, well, I got my black belt, so I'm done. I've heard those words. Well, when he's done, well, whoa, done? Because you got your black belt, you're not done. So that's misunderstanding.
It's just like unlocking, you find this key and you're finally opening this door to a whole new realm of things once you reach that black belt.
Yeah. Someone said something like, would you get your driver's license and then never drive? Because that's kind of what happened. You get your black belt, know. Or, and of course people do this, but you get a diploma and you never use it, right? Well, you get your black belt, now the point of that is you've somewhat mastered or perfected your basics.
Right.
And now you're ready to flourish with advanced techniques because that foundation is built.
Yeah, there's always something to build upon. I like that example with the driver's license. Yeah. All those 16-year-olds like, I got my driver's license, but I don't want to go anywhere.
Done.
Yeah. Not a 16-year-old never said that.
Right.
Ever.
Never.
But then I guess the last question I want to ask you here, how would you like to leave your mark when it comes into the martial arts world? I mean, maybe not even just the martial arts, like maybe Abilene in general. Like, what are you hoping to do?
Yeah, we're 130,000 people in this town, but we have so many that come and go because we deal with military. We're an Air Force town with Dice Air Force Base. We deal with the universities, with 3 major universities here, and for other reasons. So although I've been teaching in Abilene for 36 years at this time, I've impacted so many people that have moved, and they've either continued. I have some that have gotten enough belt rank, if not black belt, where they started teaching even, and then it's branched off over and over and over. But the first word that comes to mind, I think, when you say leave a mark, is legacy. Now, I could go deep in that. The first part of that is a legacy with my children, but and what I was able to give them, hopefully, but a legacy with all the students that I've taught, and I consider that we, because I say we as in myself and my staff, but that we are community leaders, and should be known as that. We should be known, and hopefully I am known to some, that we are professionals and experts at empowering lives. That would be nice to know, that we leave a legacy by being professionals, empowering lives. And how do you leave the legacy? Back to that word black belt.
Right.
You promote a lot of good black belts that continue training, and then they just keep
passing that down.
Pass it down, paying it forward. Right? Because I know. I don't know. I follow Gary Vaynerchuk, and I heard something recently that he was saying about his legacy is to have a whole lot of people come to his funeral. There's a lot of ways of thinking about that.
Put the fun in funeral, right?
Yeah, right. Let's party. But
yes.
I think it's from the respect and the appreciation, from that contribution. So what can we contribute? Another great thing is if there's even to an ounce of leaving it a better place than it was. I think we do that with some of these black belts and turning some lives around, and is making the place slightly a little bit better than it was.
Impacting the students positively, helping them.
Yeah.
Because not only teaching, I'm sure in the classes, that what you teach them in the classes helps them positively and have a positive impact outside of the classroom
all
too.
the time,
and that can be impactful for their families, their friends, and just potentially maybe generations.
Yeah, because that 7-year-old boy eventually becomes a husband and a father,
right,
and a grandfather,
right,
and there's still some of that martial arts that bled through. Back to what people don't understand, that assumption of martial arts, and that is one of them. That I mean, I'll say it, but I don't like necessarily I'm a karate teacher, because I'm not. I'm so much more than a karate teacher. Right? That I was a karate teacher when I was 15 years old, 16 years old. I'm an entrepreneur. I hate to use the word influencer, but I'm empowering lives. I'm a teacher. I'm an educator, and it's so much more than being a karate teacher.
Oh, for sure.
Right?
Yeah. No, so I love how you explained that. Yeah, because it's more than just, you want to leave this for other people to continue to lead.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I love it.
Yeah, my instructors has told me so many things. If it's a quote, if it was just a skill, a technique, or man, it could even be an expression that had a lot of value and meant something to me. Right? That the saying we say often of what comes from the heart touches the heart. So how many things do we hear that go in one ear and out the other? How many things do we see that we pay no mind to? But, when you have someone that has that charisma and synergy and that power to talk, teach, or show you something that stays there forever, and you can give it back to others, even better, right? And just keep evolving and improving. That's the martial arts journey, and that never should end. You don't reach the top,
No, there's never technically a top to reach.
Right. Destination, I'm done. Well, are you dead?
Yeah, exactly.
Maybe, right?
Yeah, no, I love that. But those are the questions I wanted to ask. And so it feels so different being on this side,
You're
right?
lucky to be over here sitting next to me.
Oh, I know. It's such a pleasure. What am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
This is the top point. This is the highest I'll ever get in my
try
career.
to set a bigger goal.
Okay.
I'll sign your autograph later.
All right, we'll get to it later. But yeah, I wanted to ask those questions, and so I appreciate you letting me ask, and we'll do the Q&A with you this time.
I appreciate it, and I appreciate the work that you do for me. So yeah, thanks.
Ditto.
All right.
There we go.
Thanks, guys. We'll see y'all next time.
Woo!